Why use authentic assessment? So the goal of authentic assessment is to evaluate a student's ability to demonstrate understanding of core learning objectives in a real-world context. Unlike traditional assessments, authentic assessment does not seek to measure rote learning and then require students to recall and restate the information. Instead, authentic assessment focuses on students' capacity to understand, analyze, and integrate instructional materials and apply that knowledge to real-world examples. Additionally, authentic assessments typically allow time for students to reflect on their work and in some instances include collaboration with cohorts. What are the principles of authentic assessment? First, emphasis on a culture of learning rather than one of testing. Next, highlight valid, useful information that can be used meaningfully. Next is provide feedback indicating students' progress. Next, challenge students going beyond memorization and reproducing information. Next, it allows opportunity to practice or develop learning that builds confidence and capabilities before summative assessment. And last principle is develop abilities to direct learning to make evaluate judgments of their work and progress. So now we will talk about what is traditional assessment versus authentic assessment. First, traditional assessment. Traditional assessments refer to conventional methods of testing, usually standardized and use pen and paper with multiple choice, true or false, or matching type test items. Next, what is authentic assessment? On the other hand, authentic assessments refer to assessments wherein students are asked to perform real-world tasks that demonstrate meaningful application of what they have learned.
Now, let's proceed to developing authentic classroom assessments. So how can we develop authentic assessments in our classrooms? It takes some planning, but it's totally worth it. So start by identifying the key learning goals you want to assess. Then, design tasks that align with those goals and that students will find meaningful. For example, instead of a standard essay, you could have students create a multimedia presentation on issue in their community. Next, a framework for authentic assessment. There is a framework we can follow to make sure we're on the right track. So this framework has 5 main steps. Number 1, define learning goals. So you get really clear on what you want students to learn. Number 2, design tasks. Create assessments that mirror real-world scenarios. Number 3, develop criteria. Establish clear rubrics that outline expectations. Number 4, implement. Administer the assessment in a supportive environment. Number 5, reflect and revise. Gather feedback and reflect on how to improve for next time. Now let's move on. Authentic assessment development process. So what does the actual development process look like? So it's a collaborative process. You start by brainstorming ideas with other teachers that fit your curriculum. Then, pilot your assessments with a small group to get feedback. Use that to refine your tasks. Finally, implement the assessment in your classroom and make sure to debrief with students afterward. So it's a reflective and interactive process, and it seems that authentic assessment benefits both students and teachers. By using authentic assessment, we create a more engaging learning experiences that prepare students for life, and it helps us grow as educators too.